Are you using your most powerful resource to realize your goals and dreams in life? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark Phillips, and in this video, I'm going to be talking all about the power of imagination, right? I think this is super critical to remind ourselves from time to time that not action is the most important thing, not strategy, not planning, not doing things, but using our imagination to put ourselves in the experiences that we want to have even before we have them is our most important tool. And I'm guilty of this just as much as the next person. Taking a lot of action, doing things. My to-do list, is sometimes pretty long, and doing a lot of things like that, and I neglect the most important thing, which is taking some time, morning and evening ideally, especially in the evening, especially right before you fall asleep, and imagining and envisioning and emotioning yourself in that experience that you want. Super, super critical. One of the things that one of the people that I follow that have been really influential in my life is Neville Goddard. Maybe you've heard of him. If you haven't, definitely search him up. But Neville Goddard talks extensively about the power of imagination, and that in his technique, is what I'll talk about in a moment, is what I use to really put myself in the experience or in the circumstances that I want to have, right? And the way you do that he recommends is get into a relaxed state. You can do certain types of relaxation exercises, sometimes some light yoga. He recommends doing the focusing on certain body parts, starting with your feet and moving up to your shoulders and your head, and releasing any tension in your body in using that technique, right? It's just a body relaxation technique. It just takes a few minutes. That can be effective, but the idea is to put yourself into a somewhat relaxed state where you're not super focused on the world, right? The physical world right now, where you're at, what you're doing, etc. And it allows you to detach your attention a little bit from what's going on in your day-to-day life and put your attention, your focused attention, on the experiences that you want to have. Put it where you want to have them. And you do that for 15 to 20 minutes. When you do it right before you fall asleep, that allows your conscious mind and your subconscious mind to come together in the sleep state and like marry and exchange that idea. And as we all know, once the subconscious mind takes hold of an idea that the conscious mind has given it, then things really start to move, because the subconscious is that big aspect, or the biggest part of the, say, iceberg, as our level of awareness underneath our conscious level of awareness. And once things get into there, ideas get into there, then we have a huge helping hand in creating the situations that we want. So the conscious mind gives the idea to the subconscious mind, and then the subconscious mind makes it happen. This is what happens when we're young children. We come in fresh, clean slate. The subconscious mind is really, really open at that point in time, while our conscious mind is open, and we're pulling in all these ideas, and they're going directly into the subconscious. This is why, if you can get your child set up and geared for success in the first 3 years, first 6 years, ideally the first 3 years, they're going to have a massive beneficial start, like a massive head start in their life, because they've been programmed, right? It's all about programming our conscious and subconscious mind. And so Neville Goddard recommends this technique a couple times a day. Relaxed state, envision yourself, get into the scene, right? What does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are you doing, right? You're first person in that scene. And then you do that on a consistent basis, and it acclimates you to that experience, right? Again, I think this is important to remind ourselves from time to time, because as human beings, we're physical, right? We oftentimes neglect our spiritual aspect, right? Or our unseen aspect. But that's the most important and most powerful aspects of ourselves. And so if you're having trouble realizing your goals and dreams, or it's taking a little longer, like sometimes I will not do these techniques and I realize I'm leaving a lot on the table and not using all of my power, right? There's physical power, mental power, emotional power, but also spiritual power, right? We want to be able to use the most powerful aspect of ourselves, which is the spiritual aspect, right? And it's leverage. It's going to give you leverage to realize your goals and dreams, right? So doing that on a consistent basis, maybe you only get it done on one period a day, right? That's fine. But as long as you're doing it on a consistent basis, remember what Neville said about doing that is it's more important to be frequent and consistent with it than say, all right, I'm going to do this for 7 hours today and then I'm not going to do it for the rest of the month, right? That's not as effective as even 5 minutes a day or 3 minutes a day hanging out in your desired life experience that you want. So the reason that this came about is the other day I was listening to a commercial and they were talking about realizing goals and dreams, and they said, hey, it's like a wall is between you and what you want, right? The life circumstances, the business, the lifestyle, the experiences, whatever you have on your vision board, whatever you dream about, right? Being or doing or having. It's like a wall is there, and you've got to go around the wall, under the wall, through the wall, etc. And that commercial reminded me that, hey, they're forgetting the most important aspect is to not take any action at all, not go through the wall, go around the wall, over the wall, etc. Be in the experience of being on the other side of that wall, or be in the experience of being on the other side of your goal. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like and taste like? And also, I forget where I read this from, but it might have been Joseph Murphy. And also, this is really huge. What do your friends and family members say to you now that you are there, right? Because he talks about this law of inverse transformation. And again, the whole reason we're doing all of these steps is to make it feel more real to us. The more real it feels to us and the more natural and effortless, like this is naturally who I am. This is naturally what I do. This experience is naturally what I have on a consistent basis. The more natural we can make it, the faster we're going to realize and we're going to bring, our current level of consciousness or current experience into and integrate and align with the life that we want, right? That's how we move places. You've heard all the quotes, right? Albert Einstein has a lot of quotes on the power of imagination. And he said that imagination is the preview of coming events. And also that knowledge will take you from point A to point B, but imagination will take you everywhere. Everything that comes into the world, this camera that I'm filming you on, this light that's lighting me up, the windows, the doors, this room, everything in this room started as an idea in someone's imagination, right? And then that idea came to fruition by focused attention and inspired action. That's how ideas come into the world. And so creating this camera is no different than you creating the lifestyle that you want, or you achieving some specific goal, right? In any area of life, of the, 10, 12 areas of life, the specific goal you have. All it is imagining yourself in that experience, acting on inspired ideas that come to you to realize that. This is so fascinating about life, is wherever we're focusing, whatever we're thinking about, we're sending out a signal for the universe to send us ideas to make that happen. This is why it's so fascinating. You probably experience this in your own life, right? You start thinking about something and you get an idea to actually do that thing or make it better or whatever. I've heard this happen on countless occasions. People want to travel the world, but they don't know how to travel the world. All of a sudden, an inspired idea or even a messenger comes to them, of course sent by the universe, the intelligent universe in which we live, sends a messenger with an idea on how they can do that. So again, I say this quote all the time, Ralph Waldo Emerson, once you decide and make up your mind, the universe conspires to make it happen, right? We start sending out that signal that we want to do this certain thing, and the universe is like, oh, here you go. Because remember, we're always supported by the intelligent universe in which we live. And it's a beneficial co-creative relationship, right? The universe is us and we are the universe. And so when we want to create something, it's just as fun for the unseen aspect of that we live in, this intelligent energy that's all around us, to support us in creating that, because we're the physical beings. The intelligent energy is the spiritual side, and it takes both of those aspects to help push humanity forward, or push the evolution of the species forward, of all life. Let's just call it all life, right? So don't neglect the power of your imagination when you're, making your plans for the life that you want, right? I know it's really easy to start saying, okay, I need to do A, I need to do B, I need to do C, I need to do this. But remember, doing is just one portion of creating the life and the experiences that you want. There's also being, which is using the power of your imagination to be that person, to envision yourself in those experiences. I think it's a good reminder. I know that I need this reminder all the time, because I'm very much lists and to-dos and strategies and what I want to do here. But honestly, the most important aspect is the imagination. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you if you're a subscriber. If you got this, or if you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber if you'd like to do that. I got a lot of great videos coming up down the line. You can also have access to all the videos in the Big Idea series and my car vlog series on the move, where I talk about the same things we talk about in these videos, just while I'm out and about, going from here to there places. And also, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That would be super awesome. Consider subscribing. And last but not least, all the best, health, wealth, and success. And remember to be a conscious creator as you're out there in your day-to-day life, and create things that you want, as opposed to creating things that you don't necessarily want in your life when you're just creating by default, right? We've all been there. We've all done it. That's the practice for human beings, is to draw a line in the sand and say, look, bless this life that I've had. It's been awesome, but I want to do these things, and I want to go these places, and I want to make these things. And then put your conscious attention on those things and get your self-talk tuned up, right? Like, things are working. I can do this. It's going to happen. Like, it's just a matter of focused attention, time, and effort that's going to make these things come true. So all the best to you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, thanks so much. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.